welcome to the channel. This is Sankalp Chauhan, and today's video is going to be about the top 7 books that you cannot miss to not read during this lockdown period. We all know that the world is undergoing through the pandemic situation or due to the coronavirus, and we all have been locked up in our houses. But that does not mean that we should stop growing and we should not exercise our brain. So here are the top 7 books to read in the coronavirus pandemic, which I have personally read, and I believe that everyone should know about them. So the very first book that tops the list is from one of my favorite and the most favorite author, and he is none other than Mr. Dan Brown. The book is the Da Vinci Code by Mr. Dan Brown. As I have already mentioned, that Dan Brown is a name enough to provide mysterious and thrilling novels. Now, this particular statement is sets perfectly fine for an author and a world-renowned author like Mr. Dan Brown. The Da Vinci Code is actually based on a mysterious murder that took place in Louvre Museum, and one of his most famous character of Mr. Robert Langdon is investigating the case along with his companion Sophie Neveu, and the story revolves and the story takes a very good sharp turn, and it is very interesting and very amazing to read. I had started my reading career from this book itself. The next book in the list is A Man Called O by FREDRIK BACKMAN. Now we all know that there is always a time in our lives when we always have felt lonely about ourselves. Even when we are surrounded by a lot of people, we still find ourselves to be very lonely. And in this particular book, there is a man whose name is as usual it's Ove, and he's a very old man and he just wants to die peacefully somewhere in his house. But looking more into the story, there are his neighbors his new shifted neighbors who just don't let him even die peacefully. Now there's a cat also which is being portrayed on the cover page, and this cat plays a very major role because Mr. O will only be having a cat as a real friend, and it also shows that how he loved his wife Sonja. He really cared about her, and he never decided to remarry just because she was dead earlier than him. So this is a very good book, and I would recommend you to read this. And the next book is Rich Dad and Poor Dad by Mr. Robert T. Kiyosaki. Now this is one of the best books that I have ever read in terms of managing my money, in terms of managing my expenses, assets, liabilities. These are the terms which are associated with this book. Mr. Kiyosaki is himself involved in a lot of financial market and businesses, so he knows a lot of things which goes wrong with the families that lead them to not have enough money or to not be rich enough to do certain things. As a tagline of this book says that what the rich teach their kids about money, that poor and the middle class do not. Well, this is a very I think this is the only sole motive of this entire book, which revolves around the entire book revolves around this statement, and it is very important to read this. Now is the Ram Sita Ravan series by Mr. AMISH Tripathi. If you are an Indian and you are a reader also, you must have come across this name of Mr. AMISH Tripathi. He's an IIM graduate, that means Indian Institute of Management graduate, who turned out to be an author for his sake or for his love of writing, and this is one of the best and one of the finest work that he has done. He himself believes that this is writing about the Ramayana is one of his finest work. Even the previous series of Melua was super hit in the market, and this entire series changes your perspective, and the characters in this book feels more lively, and you can connect to them on a personal level. So this is a very good one if you do not know a thing about Ramayana, and if you really want to know something, then this you should definitely go for this book. The next book in the series is the book by Markus. This is one of the finest emotional book that I had actually ever read. This book is about a little German girl who was born in the era when Hitler was in power, and the author has done a lot of research in writing this book, as he has to portray the real thing and the real scenario of a war-stricken area, or I would say a war-stricken Germany. And the life story of the girl is very miserable if we talk about it. And this book will make you realize that whatever things you have right now, even the things that we do not value, do not really value because they are with us, it will realize their value to you. And this book is one of the most important one in terms of emotional establishment and these things. Now the book reflects how inhuman the system of humanity can go. Like Hitler was a cruel human, and we all know that his cruelty is being imposed in this book, and how the people were tortured, and how the family of the girl have kept one of the member. A lot of things are there in this book, and if you really want to get some emotional attachment to any one of the books, then you should definitely go for it. The book is himself Mr. Elon Musk's biography by ASHLEE VANCE. Now, who on the earth doesn't really know about Elon Musk? He is a technical tycoon in the industry of rockets and all. Whatever I will say about Elon Musk would be less enough to describe his achievements and his enthusiasm. He's one of the leading entrepreneurs in the world, and many souls he has inspired many souls to follow the path of entrepreneurship and to follow the path of his dreams. It tells how a small town boy, he's born in Africa, and how he created a multi-million-dollar company by just having enough passion that didn't let him to stop. Now he has a degree of physics in officially he has a degree in physics, but he is involved in the industry of making rockets and making them land on Mars. So what he have learned all about rockets by reading books, by his own interest, and this is the one thing that inspires me and inspires a lot of other humans too. Learning from how he failed to launch his rockets to getting fired on a honeymoon. This book is full of lessons. Trust me, getting fired on honeymoon is one of the worst nightmare a man can ever have. But the way he dealt with it, the way he cheered it up, was commendable. And if you are looking for some sort of inspiration, and if you are lost with your dreams, you should definitely go for this book. It will help you a lot. The next book in the list is The Kite Runner by Mr. Khaled Hosseini. Now this book is the one which have touched my heart, and it is an exceptionally amazing story of two boys from Afghanistan, and the one boy was the son of the master, and the other boy was the son of his servant itself. So there's a very good chemistry of friendship and liveliness among the two boys. The two boys were the best friend until an incident occurred which put them on the mark on the friendship forever. That incident was the tragic change, or the major change in the lives of both of their lives. Afghanistan was in the war in 1975. So the son who was the man who was the son of the master had flew to America to shift, whereas the one who was the son of a servant was staying in Afghanistan itself, as he did not have enough money to be there. And later on he died in the due to the battle. So it is a very emotional book, and a very connecting to the heart one. And people were dying mercilessly. The massacres were invaded in the city. It also depicts a beautiful relationship between a father, a son, and a friend. These three relationships and these three members are connected throughout the story at many parts. So if you are looking for attachment in the relationships, you should definitely go for the KITE runner. And Mr. Khaled Hosseini has also written other two books in the same genre, so you should definitely give a read to them also. I have read all the three books of his, and they all are just amazing. It's a list, and thank you so much for listening to me, and hope you have a good day. Stay home, stay safe.